Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'll get straight to it. Back in 2016, I didn't live where I live now. I told many people about the racial oppression in the United States, which was the reason that I had already left. I had all the data because I've been tracking this most of my adult life. When I told people where I lived, they didn't believe it. They thought I was imagining it, and they did not tell me this to my face. I suspected they did not believe it, but they did not tell me straight away, we doubt it. Some did say, wait, are you sure you're imagining this? At the end of the day, I saw the anti-Black attitudes face to face. What I heard about before, I now saw. And it was not nearly as bad as the anti-Blackness that I saw growing up in the US, but it was more stubborn because it was more subconscious. It was more frustrating because it came from you, to whom I'm addressing now. It came from the Muslims. It came with the assumption that I, as a Westerner, did not know anything about Islam, that I had never touched the Quran before. Even though I was Muslim for 12 years before I ever moved to Saudi, and even though I was, despite the fact that I in fact had read translations of the Quran and tried to read the Quran itself. But I'll never forget that about a week before I went on vacation back to the US in 2016, a friend of mine from Atlanta, also African American, got insulted. And the person insulting him did not think he was insulting him. The offender's own relatives began to side with my friend against him because he was out of line, out of pocket, and all puns intended, he was off color. One of the ones defending my friend against his own relatives also said something that was offensive, and he didn't know it. He said that he doubted that the prophet Joseph, alayhi salam, was black. When asked why, he said because the Quran said that he was the most beautiful in the world. He didn't realize how offensive that was. The equation always, blackness was associated with ugliness and slavery right off the bat in the Arab world, and it still is today. However, I think this may be changing. I believe this is. I don't believe that the change is happening fast enough, but to those of you that are Muslim from the Muslim world, especially those of you from Arabic-speaking countries, I'm going to give you credit today because in 2014, I know what the attitudes were. In 2017, I knew what it was. I saw it firsthand. Now in 2020, I see that there's more awareness. And I'm glad that there is. But there's one thing I want to tell those of you that are my age. You need to listen to your kids. They know more about this subject than you do. If you don't believe something I've told you or something that another black person has said, don't just make your own mind up. Go to your teenagers and ask them, what have you heard about what's going on in these nations? I heard this, how true is it? And let them answer you. Let them teach you even though you're older. Because when it comes to this subject, the worst kid is the one that listens to you. Because frankly, your generation, meaning my generation, but in the Arabic-speaking countries, are very ignorant about this. And the Gulf especially so. And what you don't realize is that your faith is in jeopardy. But not if you listen to your youth. You see, years ago, you thought, oh, well, these guys that got killed weren't innocent. Mike Brown was not innocent. Eric Garner was not innocent. That's what you thought. But then 2016 happened. I went on vacation. I was angry from seeing my friend get insulted and hurt. And I was hurt that even his defender had the assumption that the prophet Joseph must have been not only not black, but specifically white, because the Quran described him as being the most beautiful human being in the world. I was upset about that. I traveled back to my home country. I tried to prepare my kids for leaving the United States because I didn't think that it was going to get much better. But I also tried to tell them there are going to be places we cannot go and places we can. And then as we were talking about this, Philando Castile got shot. He did nothing wrong. Everything was legal. The cop shot him, and that cop is not in prison now. Alton Sterling got shot. He wasn't doing anything wrong that time. He had a criminal past, and he had not been convicted of anything recently before that point. He had decided to turn over a new leaf. He was killed. Then protests happened, and people got arrested and beaten in these protests. The country got hot. My vacation ended. I went back to work here in the Middle East, and the same thing happened again. Someone asked me, hey, what's going on in the U.S.? I told them, and his cousin said, oh, there's something going on in the U.S.? And this guy that asked me turned to his cousin and said, yes, they're killing the slaves. And I realized that people's eyes were not opening. Now, I can read more of the comments on social media that are written in Arabic, and I see where the Arabs now are referring to black people as Asud instead of Al-Abid, referring to us as black instead of calling us slaves. This is an improvement. The thing I wanted to tell you, though, is that Muslims, black folks that are Muslim and non-Muslim, are going to have a long discussion with many of you. The reason we're going to have this discussion is because you don't have the racism that comes with hatred. So you are not a dangerous people. However, you still have to get rid of that kind of racism, because if you do not, you're going to make the mistake of making an enemy that you didn't have to make. Because you always say to people like us, people like me, black folks who become Muslim, why don't you tell your parents, your brother about Islam? Why don't you tell your people about Islam? The answer is because of you. We do tell them about Islam, but they quickly answer back and they tell us that they're not going to join you if you even so much as call us slaves. You don't have to shoot us. You don't have to kill us. If they want to accept a religion wherein everybody else is going to look down on them, they can stay in the church. That's how they feel. Christianity, the European Christianity that we were taught, comes with that. It comes with the racism. If they have to accept people's racism with patience, they can stay Christian. Because when I tell you, you need to change your vocabulary and your ideas about human beauty, you turn and you tell me to be patient. You tell me the same hadiths every time. You say to me, there is no difference between the white and the black and the Arab and the non-Arab except with piety. I know that. I've heard that before. You tell me Bilal was black as if he was the only black person around Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We know that. Then I have to interrupt you to tell you, see, now you're deflecting. The problem is you and your culture, and that's why I can't tell others about Islam. I can tell them till I'm blue in the face. They're going to keep coming back to this. We were forced into the church, and they viewed us as inferior. If they come to the masjid, are they going to be treated any better? And the answer right now is not much, maybe not at all. Because right now, many people in churches are beginning to say that racism is not a part of the Christian faith. Even though it was, they're now beginning to say that it is not. But I know, because I don't look that black, I'm not that dark. I hear what you say about black people, and I'm telling my people. I've been doing that From the first time I've heard it up until the last time, every time I let my folks know. And so right now I see an improvement. It's just very slow. Speed it up. We're going to have a discussion. The Ummah is going to have a discussion later. It's not going to be easy for you. You're going to have to listen to us tell you some things that you're not going to like. And we're going to interrupt you when you tell us the same things that you've already told us a million times in the history of the Ummah. You're going to have to actually spend a lot of the time in this discussion, not 100%, but you'll have to spend a lot of the time in this discussion with a closed mouth and open ears. And that's not something you do in your culture, even with each other. But to fix this problem, you're going to have to actually look at somebody jet black with wide noses and big lips and 4C hair, while they tell you things that you don't want anybody to tell you. While they talk to you about something you don't know about and they teach you this new thing. You're just going to have to do it. It's going to be difficult, but it's going to be necessary. Because you don't want to wind up right now. And right now, you don't want to wind up being mistaken for the white folks that you call yourselves to be. I don't say any of this with hatred. I say this to prevent a worse hatred later. It's going to depend on you. Because right now what's happening is that many of the white Americans are supportive. The irony, right? A lot of them are supportive. They're backing us up. They're not always doing it the right way, but there are a lot of young ones that are trying. And if they show more support than you do, they are going to prove their faith better than yours. And a lot of them don't even have Christianity as a faith, let alone Islam. If, in fact, your faith is correct, you're going to have to be more supportive of the victim against the oppressor than anybody else. You have failed time and time again. If you fail this time, then the consequences are going to be worse than I can even imagine. Even I can't calculate how bad the consequences are going to be. And you certainly cannot. If you do not fail, then I can't calculate how good the results are going to be, and neither can you. But it's up to you. I'm sorry I could not record this in Arabic. But my pronunciation is just not that good yet. But then again, I think I'll go ahead and give it a shot. بالسنة 2016. Yeah, those of you who are English speakers, you've already gotten the English part of the message. The rest is going to be in Arabic for those who didn't understand the English that well. بالسنة 2016 عندما كنت على وشك أن أزور الولايات المتحدة بالإجازة الصيفية، صديقي من المدينة أتلانتا أتى إلى عرعر، ومرة واحدة قريب استقائي شتم صديقي وقال له: أنا أحب اسمك، ولكن اسمك يعني البياض لا يعني السواد. وحتى قرباؤه دفعوا عن صديقي من قريبهم. وفيما بعد أنا ذهبت إلى الولايات المتحدة لكي أزور عائلاتي، وأنا ناقشت العنصرية من العرب على حساب السود ولأجل البيت مع أولادي. ثم أثناء الإجازة قتل فيلاندو كاستيل بالولاية مينيسوتا. بعد أيام قتل ألتون ستيرلينغ بالمدينة باتن روج. والدولة أصبحت خطيرة. جمهور أمريكا أصبحت خطيرة، وأنا رجعت إلى العمل في السعودية. ثم رأيت طالبي السابق، وهذا طالب كان هو سيء جدا، كسول جدا، غبي جدا عندما كنت مدارسه، هو غش ممكن 8 مرات. عندما رأيته هو سألني ماذا يحدث بالولايات المتحدة، وأنا قلت له ولكن قريبه معه سأله ماذا عن أمريكا، وهو قال يقتلون العبيد. هو نداءنا في عبيد مباشرا. وأنا اكتشفت العرب لم يفهمون المشكلة بالولايات المتحدة، ولكن سمعوا عنه بس لم يفهمون. الآن هذه المرة ب 2020 الحمد لله أنا لاحظت تحسن بالصلب وبالعلم، الحمد لله. ولذلك أنا أريد أن أرى أكثر تحسن، لأن بعد هذا الأمر نحن سنحتاج، نحن والسود وإنكم المسلمين غير السود، سنحتاج أن نناقش الموضوع العنصرية، بسبب وجدنا العنصرية من البيض خطيرة وعنيفة، وأيضا وجدنا العنصرية منكم غير خطيرة وغير عنيفة الآن، ولكن نحن نعرف أن الإمكانية أن تصبح خطيرة وعنيفة العنصرية. عندكم العنصرية دون الوعي، وإنها توجد بثقافتكم. حتى لو فقط تعلقون عقليا الاسم أسود مع الاسم عبد، وتعلقون السواد مع القبح، حتى لو ذلك إنه هو درجة العنصرية، ما زالت إنها غير مستقبلة منكم، لأننا مسلمين. بعد المحاضرات بأمريكا الآن، بعد المظاهرات في أمريكا الآن، سنحتاج أن نناقش الموضوع، وستحتاجون أن تسمعون كثير من الوقت النقاش. لستم متعودين على ذلك حتى مع بعضكم، لأن الناس يحبون أن يقاطعون بعضنا بالكلام، ولكن هذه المرة لن تريدون أن تفعلون ذلك، لأن ستحتاجون علم ومعلومة منا عن العنصرية وأيضا عن عنصريتكم. إذا تسمحون أن نناقش الموضوع وأن نعلمكم عن العنصرية الخطيرة وعنيفة من البيض، فستستفيدون وسنستفيد أكثر مما أستطيع أن أحسب الآن. ولكن إذا تقاطعون بكلام وتنكرون العنصرية إذا تقولون نفس الأشياء اللي قلتم ممكن 1,000,000 مرة منذ الوحي الإسلام، بلال كان أسود خلاص، لا يوجد فرق بين العربي والأسود، العربي والعجمي والأبيض والأسود، إذا تقولون هؤلاء الأشياء مرة ثانية أثناء النقاش، سترفضون أن تعلمون أكثر، والنتائج السيئة سيكونون أسوأ من أستطيع أن أحسب الآن. أنا أريد أن تجعلون عقلكم حر من غسل المخ من الأوروبيين، أريد ذاك. ولكن عندما البريطانيين والفرنسيين استعمروا أرضكم، إنهم أيضا استعمروا عقلكم، وإذا تسمحون نستطيع نساعدكم أن تجعلون عقلكم حر. وإذا لا تسمحون، إذا ترفضون، أنا آسف، ولكن ستقلدون الأوروبيين العنصريين من أوروبا اللي بدأوا المشكلة الخطيرة وعنيفة. من فضلك شاركوا هذه الرسالة مع بعضكم. وأنا أشكركم وأنا أدعو الله جزاكم الله الخير بسبب الآن تعلمتم. آخر شيء أنا سأنصحكم الكبر من العرب. أنا بعمر 43 وكثير منكم إنكم بنفس جيلي أنا، ولكن عن هذا الموضوع لازم أن تسمعون مراهقينكم أولادكم عن هذا الأمر، لأنهم يعرفون عن العنصرية الغربية، يعرفون أكثر منكم، وتحتاجون أن تسمعونهم وأن تسمعونهم ليعلمونكم لأن عن ذاك الموضوع إنكم جاهل جدا، ولكن هم ذكي جدا. إذا تفعلون ذاك النقاش بيننا فيما بعد سيصبح أسهل، وأنا أريد ذاك إن شاء الله، أسهل عليك وعلينا. أتمنى أن نستفيد متبادلا إن شاء الله، وأن نفيد متبادلا بالمستقبل. شكرا لوقتك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.